Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick video on Wendy and Eddie Osefo from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Earlier this month, they got arrested for insurance fraud charges. They claimed, last year when they was away on vacation in Jamaica, someone broke into their home and stole over $500,000 worth of like stuff. Okay, they supplied some receipts, but unfortunately for them, the prosecution and the cops, they kind of digged into things and said that, what they said happened did not happen. And in addition to that, they found some stuff when they raided their home to go arrest them that they claimed was on the stolen list. They found those items in their house. And then there was a picture of Wendy with her wedding band on. And she claimed, well, they claim, I'll use the word they claimed that that was one of the items that was stolen in their $450,000 plus claim to various insurance companies. And many people were shocked that soon after they got arrested and they got out, they was let out on bail, so to speak. Wendy went to court and she pretty much asked for the charges to be dismissed. They threw that out. They wasn't dismissed. But the lawyers are saying that is something routine that you just do. But in addition to that, her and Eddie are asking for separate trials. They don't want to be trialed together because if the prosecution kind of tries them together, it probably will be easier for them to have a slam dunk guilty verdict on the both of them. But if they separate themselves, it may be harder for the prosecution to have more evidence towards one versus the other. So it is a strategy that they're using, and hopefully for them this strategy will work so that maybe at least one of them doesn't get, if they're found guilty, harsh time, because they have three young children. And out of this whole thing, I feel for the children more than I feel for Wendy and Eddie. They're grown, educated people, and they should have known better, but I still feel for their children. So hopefully their strategy will work. Now, let me share a screen so we can get more into this. So here's why Real Housewives of Potomac stars Wendy and Eddie Osefo may have requested separate trials in their fraud case. Plus, Wendy supports Happy Eddie post-arrest. Um, it's a shame. Beautiful looking couple. What I loved about Wendy, when I watch these reality shows and I recap them, nobody, because even your own friends in your own life, you don't love every single thing they do, right? And they don't love every single thing you do, but you can still have love for the people. What I loved about Wendy and Eddie is that they represented this well-educated couple who close to my skin complexion, right? Just look like me, because a lot of times when individuals are on TV, that and I'm doing a broad thing here, when they want to have black representation on TV is usually of a lighter hue. And so when I saw Wendy and Eddie, and I think they have an absolute beautiful family, gorgeous skin, I fell in love with them for that reason. I felt like, okay, we're seeing a couple that is out of the norm than what they usually put on TV, so to speak, if you could kind of connect to what I'm saying. So it breaks my heart that they are currently in this situation. They did it to themselves, but it still breaks my heart. Wendy Osefo and her husband, Eddie Osefo, requested separate trials after being arrested earlier this month on charges of insurance fraud, conspiracy, and making a false statement to a police officer. But why? As the Real Housewives of Potomac couple, both 41 and they're 40, they're in their 40s. Oh, God. I mean, if you're going to do something crazy and stupid, and do it in your 20s, do it 30 and under. But in 41, you really shouldn't be making these silly mistakes like this, especially if you're so well educated. Continues to put up a united front. A couple of legal experts who are not associated with the case have spoken out, sharing why Wendy and Eddie may want to be tried as individuals rather than co-defendants. But I do know, I guess this individual thing, it really may work in their favor, right? Because a husband can't testify against their wife and a wife can't testify against their husband. If I'm wrong about this, let me know in the chat. So I think even in this, insurance fraud case, and they do separate, they can't call Eddie up for Wendy's trial and they can't call Wendy up for Eddie's trial. If I'm wrong, let me know. Some reasons the two may want to be tried separately include different defense strategies related to one defendant spouse not wanting to be prejudiced by evidence against the other spouse, or the defenses may include trying to deflect blame on one spouse by implicating the other. Criminal defense attorney John W. Day explained to Us Weekly. He continued, and there may be evidence against one spouse that is not strong enough against the other, and that spouse may not want to be prejudiced by the other's evidence. This is a smart move by defense lawyers. It's not unusual at all for two spouses to want their cases severed from each other. We don't have enough right now to know the defense strategy. Well, I will say this. It seems from everything that I heard so far, like they got more evidence against Eddie than they do Wendy. Because Eddie sent emails to Wendy saying, what else can we add? Or policy covers up to 400,000 and change, and I want to get it up to that limit. Another source, Lauren Johnson Norris, who is also a criminal defense attorney, said that it is quite common for couples indicted together to request separate trials. But that request is not a typical or routine step, she stated. It reflects the specific strategy and legal dynamics of the case. Separately trying spouses may give each individual a better chance to control their own defense, avoid the risk of guilt by association, and pursue negotiated outcomes tailored to their circumstances. After being accused of staging a home robbery in April 2024, Wendy filed documents on October 17th requesting that the charges against her be thrown out, alleging an illegal arrest, and asking for a separate trial from Eddie. Of the move, Wendy's legal team told Us Weekly the motions were filed by our legal team, our standard motions that are filed in every criminal case in Maryland. These motions are intended to prompt prosecutors to produce evidence pursuant to the Maryland law rules. It is a routine to file these motions at the outset of every case to preserve evidence and assert our client's rights, though not every component is applicable to every case. A week later, on October 24th, Eddie's lawyers filed documents on his behalf, also requesting that his charges be dropped and expressing interest in a separate trial. Amid the legal ordeal, Eddie took to Instagram where he promoted a pop-up event for his cannabis business, Happy Eddie. Tomorrow, he said, this is when he did it. He's still promoting this though, because he got to work. He needs this legal fee money. I heard right now his parents, to God be the glory, you got parents that got the funds like this, are paying his $1,900 an hour lawyer to help him out. Tomorrow, join me far in Dota in Pikesville from 1 to 3 p.m., where Happy Eddie will be giving away all types of goodies. Pick up your favorite Happy Eddie, Zen Wen, Velvet Slippers, Nutty Professor, Orez, Apple Fritter, Nigerian Silver, and Mischief. Just in time for the weekend. Happy Friday Eve, his post read. Following the sharing of the flyer, Wendy liked the post and offered a series of emojis, including clapping hands, fire, and a kissing face, as Eddie responded with a heart and a forever sign. I guess they like, you know what, we think it's these. The Real Housewives of Potomac season airs Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bravo. Listen, I'm recapping this show along with Warriors World this season. So far it's a good season. I'm trying to go back up to their picture. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm wishing these two the best. And yes, insurance fraud is serious. And the reason why the rates are so high is because individuals commit so much fraud, and then the residue is upon the people that are doing the right thing. We catch the hit. Our insurance goes up because of people doing fraudulent things. Anyway, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is a good strategy for these two? Do you think it's going to work out? Like I said, from what I know so far, it seems like they have more damning evidence against Eddie than they really do Wendy. Okay, they both lied to a cop. I don't know what, if found guilty of that, I don't know what type of sentence, if any, that carries. And I think the other thing they have in their favor is that they're going to be first-time they're first time offenders, like if they are found guilty, right? Anyway, guys, chat with me. I'll chat back. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.